Oh shit, nigga, that motherfucker banging right there. You hear that bass line?
Yo, it's blazing, son. That shit is incredible, kid. I mean, it's high, but you know me, I would just turn up the bass a little higher in the monitor speakers.
Fuck you, hating ass nigga. Don't nobody give a fuck what your dumb ass think. Give me this motherfucker. Get your ass up out of here, yo, hook ass nigga.
I'm tired.
Punk ass, pussy ass nigga. Fuck up out of here with that bullshit.
Beat it.
Nigga.
Yo, what's going on with y'all folks? So, some people are gonna probably sit here and be like, ain't no fucking way this nigga's making a video on this shit. You damn right I am! You damn right! Stop playing with me. Now, why? Cause it's funny. That's why. Cause it's funny. It's hilarious. It's fucking funny, bro. It's funny. Now, it's also kind of crazy. It's also it's funny and it's crazy, and we're immortalizing the brown streak around here. Like, that's just no one's gonna do it but me. I have the power to do it, so I'm immortalizing the brown streak, the shit stain. Like, I gotta do it, bro. Like, I realized I had the ability to immortalize the nigga, so I'm gonna immortalize the brown streak. Like, it's funny, and the story I'm about to tell, it's crazy, and you're probably not gonna believe. If you don't know me, you're probably not gonna believe some of the shit I'm telling you. Like, I swear to you, because it's crazy what I'm about to tell you. But I'm gonna show you, bro. Like, I'm gonna show you. But I'm just, you know, I just want to say before we start this shit, I'm making this because it's funny, bro. It is fucking hilarious. You're gonna be like, once you hear the crazy shit, you're gonna be like, this is not funny. Like, this is insane. Like, this is wild. It's funny. Like, it's funny. So this one's gonna be pretty lengthy, cause I got into it, bro, my boy. I got into it. Like, when you see a video title like this, just know I'm in it. Like, I'm in it. So, you know, this is gonna be a pretty lengthy one. So grab your popcorn, grab your snacks, grab your soda. Enjoy the audiobook, nigga. Enjoy the audiobook. Like, you're in the back of the class on the beanbag chair, just chilling, listening to the teacher read the second line of Macbeth or some shit of Romeo and Juliet. Just chill. Just chill and listen to some funny shit, alright? Cause that's what it is at the end of the day, some funny shit. And it's crazy. So, who doesn't like a mixture of some crazy funny shit, you know? So, let's get into it, my boy. Let's get into it. Oh, wait, before I do, actually, I gotta say, because this one's gonna be long, bro, I don't know if I'm gonna do, like, my anime style type of shit, like, with the videos, because this one's gonna be long, bro. Like, this one's gonna be long. You know what? I just realized something. I do not care if this video gets views or not. So, you know what I think the most appropriate choice to do is for this video? We're gonna use this picture right here. Yep. I feel like that's the appropriate thing to do. Like, I feel like that's I feel like there's no other choice. Like, you can't, bruh, like, there's no other choice. I'm telling you right now, bro. Like, I'm gonna try to cut it short, but once you start listening, you're gonna just, like, it's gonna be engaging. So have this shit in the background of something while you do something else. Like, if you playing the game, just have me in the background, bruh. Cause all you really need is your ears. Like, you don't need to watch the video or any, like, you just need your ears for this shit, because you're gonna be chilling and I'm gonna say something and you're gonna be like, ain't no fucking way. So just have it in the background, bruh, or go, you know, put your earbuds in while you do something else, you know, grab your snacks, all that good shit. But I just had to say that right now because I don't know, because this one's gonna be pretty long and I don't got the time for that shit. So yeah, like I said, grab your snacks, you know, put your earbuds in, go do something else. Just have me in the background, my boy, and listen to the story time. Enjoy.
That nigga wanna fight now? Coming down and shine like a lighthouse. Pull up, walking, everybody yell like, watch out. Breathe in, breathe in, breathe out.
My perspective of this whole situation is different from the other people's perspective, you know, who's seen this shit with their own eyeballs, just like me. Because I have more time under my belt with this relationship than they do. So I've seen, you know, I've seen the build up to this shit. With me specifically, but we're gonna get on. We're gonna get all into this shit. Yeah, hopefully this shit's not all over the place because there's a lot of different topics. I won't try to, you know, I won't try to take too long with the very start. It should be very simple, very quick, but pretty much, you know, 8th grade was when me and this motherfucker met. The relationship didn't really strengthen till around high school, right? During high school, this was someone that I actually, you know, hung out with, you know, outside of school, and they would come to my house, I would go to their house, we would play the game with each other, we would actually spend time with each other and shit, you feel me? Throughout this time in high school, I kind of noticed a few red flags. Some of those red flags kind of started it off with just their reaction to certain things. You know, sometimes when you when you're joking around with like a friend, you know, y'all are roasting each other, and then there's that one friend who just kind of doesn't understand that it's just a joke, so they gotta pull out some shit. Like, they gotta pull out some shit to make you feel bad in front of other people, or like to kind of embarrass you. And it's like, nigga, we're just roasting each other. It's supposed to be like a friendly roast, and you feel me? Those type of niggas, they can't roast, or you can't roast with them, because they gonna take that shit personally. Like, they gonna get in their feelings because they just a bitch. This person was one of those people, so that was already kind of a red flag. It's funny because I have another homie, shout out to my nigga George. This nigga kind of noticed that was a red flag, but he would not give a fuck. He would just stay roasting his ass, and it would be to the point where that nigga would just be like, man, I can't be around George, bro. He be roasting too. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Shout out that nigga George. He did not give a fuck. He will roast the fuck out his ass, knowing that he's gonna take that shit personal. But this nigga George is a S tier fucking roaster, yo. That shit would be funny as fuck. Besides that, that's kind of one of the red flags, yo. Those type of niggas you can't joke around with because they take shit too seriously. You feel me? Another red flag was whenever we hung out, we would have to do certain things or go to certain places, which is like, I mean, you know, back in high school, it's like I didn't really care, you know, because those places just ended up being the spot. You feel me? So I was like, it's cool and all. As we got older, we're just like, nigga, why are we still going over here? And I found out, you know, motherfuckers are still trying to go to these same places 5 years later because it's the cheapest shit. You feel me? What I'm really trying to say is one of the red flags was that this nigga was a broke ass nigga. Like, I'm just gonna keep it 100 with y'all. He was a broke ass nigga. I'm just gonna keep it a stack with y'all niggas, bro. It feels kind of bad to say, but it was the truth. He was a motherfucker that you just could not joke around with, and he was a broke ass nigga. That's kind of like, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Just saying that shit out loud is kind of crazy. Trying to joke around with the broke ass nigga. That kind of makes sense now. Like, ain't shit funny, you know? I'm just now thinking about that shit. Like, ain't shit funny, bruh. Like, I'm really just now putting 2 and 2 together. But besides that, there were several red flags that I kind of just noticed. You know, I kind of just didn't really let them bother me because it was like, at the time, we're still kids in high school, nigga. So like, if you don't got any money, it's fine. Some people can't take jokes, it's fine. But it's like, that shit never changed. After high school, that shit did not change after high school. This motherfucker still... Oh, and then another... No. And then a third... Bro, and then the biggest red flag. How could I forget about this? The biggest red flag was this nigga lied about every fucking thing, bro. Bro, I swear to... Bro. This nigga would lie about the smallest shit, bro. I'm telling you, bro. This nigga could have said, bro, oh my god, I have so many stories of this nigga saying the dumbest fucking lies to my face, bro, to my face. And I'm sitting there knowing the nigga's lying, bro. He would lie about the dumbest shit. Bro, which example do I want to start off with? Oh my fucking god. Okay, so I'm gonna name several examples, right? But I ain't gonna hold you. The funniest one, the funniest fucking example was, I don't know if y'all niggas play Warframe, bro, but back when I used to play Warframe, you know, several years ago, there is, you know, you got all these different planets and shit, right? I guess like kind of in the bottom right area, or it was in one of the corner areas. It's the fucking dojo area, right? And you know, the nigga came over my house, and you know, I was showing him I was playing Warframe because one of my other homies was kind of getting me into it, and you know, I was just showing him my progress and shit. I was like, oh yeah, I'm at this planet right now. This is another red flag on top of the lie, but this is another red flag. But you know, I was showing him my progress and shit, and then he was like, oh yeah, I've been playing Warframe too. I'm at this planet right here. I've been grinding, bro. And you won't believe what this nigga pointed at, bro. This nigga pointed at the fucking dojo. That's not even a like, nigga, that's not even a bro. That's the fucking practice area, nigga. Like, what the fuck are you talking? Like, what? Bro, when I tell you this nigga would lie about the smallest shit, bro, it would be like, nigga, why are you lying about this? And it would, I have examples on top of fucking examples, bro. This nigga would lie about the dumbest fucking shit. I don't know why he did that, and he never outgrew that. This nigga was I don't know, I forgot what the word was, but he just lied so naturally, like it was just second nature to him. And I'm like, nigga, what, why? No one gives a fuck. You're lying about something so small that it's like, I know you're lying. What, you feel me? He would just lie about dumb shit. I don't know how you don't outgrow. And the funny thing is, he knows he does this too. Like, I got a screenshot somewhere back when this nigga said something about it on Snapchat. He knows he's a I think it's called a pathological liar. The nigga just lies about the dumbest, smallest, most bullshit. So he makes music and he was saying shit like, oh. He was saying shit like, oh, I got this concert I'm trying to do, but I can't really do it cause I got ops. And I'm like, nigga, who the fuck is beefing with the brown streak? Like, what? Like, that's what we call him. We call this nigga the brown streak. Cause, bro, this nigga, cause his gamer tag, I don't want to really expose him. If you know him, then you know him. Or if you know me, if you knew me from high school, you'll probably know who I'm talking about. I'm just not gonna say their name. If you think you know who I'm talking about, yes, it's that nigga. That's who I'm talking about. You know me, the motherfucker that comes to mind, yes, I'm talking about that nigga. Bro, what ops, nigga? Like, what ops do you have? You have no fucking ops. What the fuck are you talking about? And then he would be saying shit like, oh, I got this, if I do this thing, then they're gonna offer me. What do you say? He said some bullshit like he was getting a contract deal of like 500,000, like some retarded shit, bro. Like bro, I wish I was making this shit up. Bro, this nigga said this shit dead in my fucking face, bro. I wish I was lying to you guys, bro, but I'm not. And it doesn't stop there, bro. This has to be discussed. This nigga really sat here and tried to lie about paying back a portion of the money that he knew he never paid back. Like, what? How do you go in life lying that hard, bro, to niggas you've known for 7, 8+ years? Like, how do you do that, bro? And then when I confronted him about it, he tried to sit here and say, literally, I'm gonna read this shit to you. In the same sentence, he lied in the same sentence he said he didn't lie. This nigga had the audacity to say in the same sentence, I haven't lied to anyone, LMAO. I was in the grocery store yesterday and I asked Thomas if he could loan me $15 for ground beef. Now, you're probably sitting here like, Randy, what's wrong with that sentence? What did he lie about? I was in the party with Thomas when he sent this, right? When I was in the party with Thomas, he was on the phone with the brown streak. When he said this, oh, I called Thomas and asked him for $15 for ground beef. Thomas was on the phone with him on loudspeaker in the party. We heard him ask for the money, and it was not $15 that he asked for. We all heard him ask for $20. Like, bro, like, what the fuck? This is what I'm talking about. How the fuck do you lie about some dumb shit like this, bro? It's baffling. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. It's a skill that he's not good at. Like, if you gonna lie, at least be a good liar. You feel me? Like, if you gonna lie, at least be a good liar. And I ain't gonna hold you, bro. This nigga has not been good at anything for as long as I've known him, bro. Just all this shit, bro. It makes no sense. He is the most confusing motherfucker I've ever met in my life, bro. Literally. I don't think anybody could come across a nigga more confusing or more complex or more disoriented than this nigga. If you do, then hey, God bless you, bro. Get away from that nigga. You know, and God bless the motherfuckers that cross path with this nigga, bro, cause you are in one hell of a fucking ride for a story time, bro. You gonna have some stories to tell, bro. That's the thing about the brown streak. You gonna have some stories to tell when you come in contact with the brown streak. You gonna have some stories, nigga. There's no way around it. You are guaranteed some fucking stories with this nigga. That's really the only value this nigga brings. The only value this nigga brings is just basically a story. And it's just sad, bro. Not like just for him. Like, it's sad for him. And you know what the crazy thing is? He just never outgrew that shit. He never just all this shit. Like, it makes no fucking sense. And then it's crazier because there's been moments where people have said that they make less money than he does, and somehow he never has any money. How the fuck do people who make less money than you end up having, like, can you know? Shit just never added up with the brown streak. The shit just never added up. Like, it really never added up, bro. It never made sense. What I'm about to tell you guys probably won't even fucking believe, but I got message proof and I got fucking video photo evidence, nigga. So let's get into it, bro. So back in around 2020, let me see. Hold on. Let me go find it. So back in like 2023, yeah. So back in 2023, we did a trip. We went to go meet one of my subscribers. Shout out my nigga FBI. My nigga James. I met him And probably if you go back in my live streams, I think it's called like, it's a Naruto stream. I think it's literally called Naruto Storm 4 Chill Stream or whatever. I met this nigga FBI in that fucking stream. That was the first time I met him. I was just streaming Naruto, playing the game with this nigga I'm talking about. And this nigga FBI pulled up, and ever since then, you know, he pulled up to my stream. We were chopping it up, and ever since then, you know, we kind of just built a connection. You know, all this different shit. We actually built a connection, and it's crazy. It's actually crazy. I built a connection with someone off of YouTube to the point where years later, I actually drove down to where he lives to a whole different state to meet this nigga. It's actually kind of crazy that I did that shit, but you know, I went down there. This is a crazy story, bro. But we were planning this trip. Me, my nigga Cheeto, FBI. I was trying to get my nigga Thomas in there, but he couldn't do it at the time. And then, you know, the nigga I'm talking about in this video, right? So it ended up just being me, Cheeto, and this nigga I'm talking about going to meet FBI. So it was the three of us on a road trip. We actually ended up driving, because when he sent us the address, he didn't type the full, you know, it's kind of our fault too, but we ended up, like, we just kind of copied and pasted the address, and that shit sent us all the way to fucking Tennessee, bruh. We drove 8 hours from Georgia to fucking Tennessee to go it was a waste of 8 fucking hours. That shit was crazy. We drove from Georgia to Tennessee 8 fucking hours, and once we got there, it was in the mountains. The fucking we lost radio signal, so we couldn't even listen to the music once we got over there. And once we got there, we were like, what the fuck? It was an abandoned barn. It was an abandoned barn in the mountains, damn near in the middle of nowhere. And like once you actually turned onto that, it wasn't even a street. Like once you actually made that right turn to kind of get exactly to where we thought his house was, but it was just the abandoned barn. It was like a 5-minute drive of just off-road mud and dirt, and we got there and there was a gate and it was a big ass abandoned fucking barn. Shit was broken down and we were like, there's no, like, this nigga does not live here. Like, this shit looks a fucking horror movie. We were like, what the fuck? And we tried to call him. We were right there. We tried to call him, and nigga was not answering the phone, and we're like, what the fuck? So then, you know, we look at the navigation and we're like, nigga, we're in fucking Tennessee. We had to drive 8 more hours. Actually, I think it was 9. We had to drive like 9 more hours. We had a hotel reservation too, right? So we had to put the fucking pedal to the metal to try to make it there in time for the hotel reservation, or else we would have to reschedule it. Basically meaning we would have to pay a late fee and then book the nights that we were staying all over again, right? All this I'm saying, remember all this shit that I'm saying. So yeah, so we had a detour. That was one hell of a fucking detour, nigga. And because of that detour, we did actually end up having to, well, not even I ended up having to pay the difference for you know, for the late fee. And, you know, and then for having to book the fucking thing again, which was like an extra $250 or something, right? And we got there like late as shit because we were going to meet FBI for his graduation, right? So like we got there at like what, fucking 4 or 5 in the morning, and then we had to wake up like literally in 3 hours to get ready to then drive down to this nigga's school, find parking on graduation day. And then, you know, have to, you know, because during graduation, it's going to be a hell of a fucking bitch to try to get in there in an area we don't know, a school we don't know, you know, trying to, like, you know, so already on the road for like 15, 16 plus hours, you know, only getting 3 hours of sleep. Oh, and on top of that, my nigga Cheeto got a fucking speeding ticket, you know, because we were trying to make sure that we weren't, you know, that the hotel reservation wasn't, you know, we were trying to make sure we didn't have to book that shit again. But my nigga ended up getting a speeding ticket. You know, it was one hell of a fucking drive that I'm never gonna forget, bro. We ended up making it in time for the graduation and all that. I was tired as a bitch. I'm not gonna hold you, bro. I was tired as a bitch. But the trip overall, it was an okay trip, right? Now, there are things on that trip that made, not even things. It was this nigga, bro. This nigga right here low-key ruined not even low-key. This nigga ruined the trip. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. If I knew shit was gonna be this bad, I would have just fucking I would have not brought this nigga, because I can't believe this nigga did this shit. Like, I cannot believe this nigga did this shit. And you guys y'all won't even believe what this nigga did when I tell y'all. So, before this trip, right, there's a lot of planning that goes into a trip like this, right? Having to go to a whole different state to meet someone off of YouTube, right, for their graduation, right, and then having to do the hotel shit, you know, and then having to figure out what we want to do. You know, it wasn't really a good planned trip. Honestly, it wasn't really planned out as well as it should have been. But we still just said fuck it, YOLO, right? We still just said fuck it and just went on the trip. And it was okay, but this nigga, bro, this nigga made that shit he made that shit unforgettable in more ways than one, bro. So let me just tell y'all what the fuck happened. So when we were planning this trip, right? Obviously, you know, you gotta see who's gonna be paying for a hotel and who's gonna be, you know, people are gonna have to pay for shit, right? Me and my nigga Cheeto, you know, we basically went half and half on the hotel. And the brown streak, it wasn't necessarily like he had some time to kind of prepare for this shit, right? Like he had a little bit of time to prepare for this, but not necessarily as much as me and Cheeto had, right? You know, we were telling him about the trip, and he was like, you know, I will say he was saying that like he didn't really know if he could go on it or not. And you know, we were trying to kind of convince him, because you know, he was cool, like, you know, like we wanted him on the trip with us to go, because he knew FBI. He met FBI the same time I met him too, you know, so he knew him from the streams, he knew him from YouTube. You know, FBI would go to my stream and then sometimes go to his stream, and you know, he would, you know, so like he knew him and he wanted to meet him too, you know. And I was like, bro, you're probably not really gonna get another chance to meet this nigga, and it's for his graduation. Like, just come on, bro, just, you know, because when are you really gonna get this chance again? Like, just come on. So, you know, he ended up coming on the trip, and he was saying, keep this in mind, he was saying how he didn't really have money to, you know, be able to put in for any of the stuff that we were probably gonna do. And I was like, you know, me and Cheeto, we took that into consideration. So we were like, you know, that's understandable. You know, you already didn't really know if you're gonna be able to go on a trip. And I guess he kind of had some, quote unquote, had some shit going on, right? But you know, we took that into consideration because he was the homie. So we were like, all right. The hotel was like, I want to say the hotel for the couple nights we were staying was a good, like, I think it was between 800 to 1,000. But in total, it ended up being like 1,200 because we were late. So I had to pay the extra $250 fee, right? Me and Cheeto, we were just like, all right, I put in 450, you put in 450, and then the brown streak, we were just like, pay each of us, because that wasn't even how it was at first. Everyone was supposed to pitch in like at least 400, right? Like we were just like, all right, just pay me 200 and then pay Cheeto 200, right? And you know, that was the deal. And I think this is also important to add. Once we actually got to the hotel, you know, and I told them about the late fee and shit, the brown streak, he was like, you know, I told him about the late fee and shit, and he was like, oh, I'll pay you for the late fee, bro, like it's all good, like I'll pay you for the late fee, which I knew was some fucking bullshit, you know, because like I said, this nigga has a fucking years of history of just lying about the most mediocre, smallest shit, where it's like, nigga, why are you lying about this? So I knew this nigga wasn't gonna do that. I knew he was just talking out of his ass. So, you know, I was just like, all right, whatever, bro. We're already on the road for 15, 16 plus hours. I'm only gonna be able to get 3 hours of sleep before I gotta wake up, get ready for this graduation. I don't want to hear this bullshit. So I was like, all right, bro, whatever. So the deal was, you know, he was supposed to just pay each of us $200, you know, and apparently on this entire trip, you know, we didn't, like I said, the trip wasn't really planned out that well, but we still tried to, you know, do things. Like we still went bowling, we still, you know, tried to, you know, go out to eat, do all this different stuff. And even the nights where we didn't really have anything planned, we just chilled in the fucking hotel room, because around that time Street Fighter 6 just came out, fresh new, nigga. Like the shit just came out, and I ain't gonna lie, actually I'm gonna tell this story right now, bro. We were in the hotel one of these nights. We were in a hotel room playing Street Fighter. And actually, no. I'm going to tell that story. I'm going to tell that story when I tell y'all about this unbelievable shit. So, let me get back to this shit. So, I don't even know where to start, bro. So much. I really don't know where to start with this shit. I really have no fucking clue where to start with this shit, because I don't want this to seem like it's all over the place. I want to really go in chronological order, but it's like, with the amount of bullshit I'm about to tell you guys that you're not going to believe, I have to do it in chronological order. But it's like, it's hard just remembering all that shit. Like, it's hard trying to go in chronological order, because like when I start talking about this shit, it's crazy. So I'm gonna try to not go all over the place with starting off with this shit, but if I do, I'm sorry, because this shit is wild, bro. So while we were there, right, when we would, you know, sometimes, like I said, the trip wasn't really planned out that well. So we were limited on the things that we could do. But the things that we did do, you know, obviously costed money sometimes, right? Not all the time, because like I said, sometimes we were just in a hotel room chilling. And sometimes we would just, you know, just be doing, you know, just free shit. Like, you know, just hanging out. But this nigga acted like he didn't have money the entire time on this trip. The entire time on this trip, this nigga acted like he had no money. But whenever, you know, we were in the hotel room, or like whenever we were out on our way back to the hotel room or whatever, this nigga would have money somehow for fucking weed and alcohol. And we're like, nigga, I thought you didn't have any money. Like, you know, cause like I'm over here, there were times on this road trip where, you know, I paid for, you know, I was like, hey bro, what do you want from Starbucks, bro? Like, what do you want from Starbucks? You know, I'll pay for this, you know, we'll pay for this shit. Like me and Cheeto pretty much paid for not even pretty much, we paid for everything. We paid for every fucking thing, which is like, you know, if you genuinely didn't have any money, then like that's fine, bro. But this nigga did have money. He was spending that shit on alcohol and weed. And then the craziest part about this shit is, nigga, how the fuck do you have a plug all the way in North Carolina? Like, you live in Georgia, nigga. How the fuck? First of all, you're lying to people you've known for like 7, 8+ years about having money. You're lying to us about having money on a trip that you know we're gonna have to spend money on. You know, that's why I said, you know, that's why I said all this little shit beforehand, like the late fee and shit, when he's like, oh, I'll pay you back on. Like, that's why I said all this shit. It like keep this stuff in mind, right? Because it's a history. And then with the red flags I was saying earlier about how, you know, this nigga can't take jokes, and this nigga just, you know, lies about the dumbest shit. And, you know, that's why I said keep all this shit in mind. So this nigga was acting like he didn't have any money, but he somehow had a fucking plug in a whole different state, and was spending his money on fucking weed and alcohol. And it wasn't even just like he did that one night. Like, he did that several of the nights that we stayed in this hotel. And it's like, nigga, me and Cheeto low-key talked about it a little bit, you know. And I was like, nigga, how the fuck, like, I'm over here paying for your food and shit when you could be paying for that shit. Got me thinking that you don't have money, but you do, and you're using it to get high and drunk. What the fuck? That's okay. Like, it's okay for us to buy alcohol and shit, because, you know, we're with the homies, you know, celebrating bro's graduation and shit, you know, like, that's cool and all. But it's like, when you tell niggas that you don't have money, and then you end up having money, but it's for bullshit, that's where it's a problem. Like, you're lying to people you've known for 7, 8+ years about having money, and I'm over here using my money, using more of my money than I planned to help you out on this trip. You know, even though the trip wasn't really planned out that well, you're lying about, you know, like, you're taking advantage of this shit. You're taking advantage of people you've known for years, nigga. I wouldn't do this shit to you. The fact that this nigga did this shit to us is kind of crazy. And it's like, damn, bro, like, word? You feel me? So with us noticing him having money for weed and alcohol, we kept that in the back of our minds, right? One of these nights, I don't even know like where to like, actually, nah, let me tell y'all about this, bro. So it was after we went bowling. It just wasn't a good. We tried to go bowling, and the fucking lane got fucked up after 2 people went bowl. Like, after 2 people rolled the fucking ball down the alley, the lane got fucked up, and they were trying to fix it for like 30 minutes. And this nigga FBI had to go home in like 25 minutes. And it was already like a 15-20 minute drive to bro's crib. You know, we had to get a refund. Only 2 niggas got to roll the ball down the fucking alleyway. It was kind of ass. So we had to get a refund. You know, and then I had to drop that nigga off, right? I dropped him off, right? But I dropped him off after I dropped off the brown streak. He started complaining about some shit. Like, I forgot what he was complaining about, but I was just like, why don't we all go drop off James at his house? Like, what the fuck? I went to go drop off the brown streak because he was complaining about some bullshit. And I was just like, all right, bro, you're complaining like a bitch. I don't want to hear this. So I just pulled up to the hotel room. I dropped him off, and I'm pretty sure I dropped Cheeto off too. No, actually no, I didn't drop Cheeto off. Cheeto came with me, and this nigga was just in this fucking, he was just in the hotel room by himself. And I think this is important to add. I brought my PS5, right? Ever since that trip, bro, the front USB port of my PS5 has been fucked ever since that trip. And I am 100% firm believer that this third bitch ass nigga did something to my USB port. I swear to God. Because I used to use this front USB port for my, you know, to transfer videos from my console to my PC. And ever since that damn trip, like, it's fucked. Like, you know, in the USB port, you can see the little blue strip line so that when you plug it in, it connects to the USB and it can read the connection. Ever since that fucking trip, that shit's been fucked up. And I'm a 100% firm believer that this nigga fucked my PS5 up on the USB port. I swear to God, ever since that fucking trip, like, I swear to God, like, I swear to God, this nigga fucked with my PS5. So, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. You don't fuck with a nigga's console, bro. That's kind of some hands right there, nigga. That's some hands on some level. I don't give a fuck how minuscule that shit is. I don't give a fuck if it's the USB port, nigga. Like, you fucked with my shit. You feel me? So, that's something to keep in mind. But this nigga, you know, and then he would also try to do, like, sneaky shit, which he wouldn't tell me about, right? And this isn't the first time he's done this, you know? So, there was also a night where I actually went to go drop off FBI to his house, you know, just by his, like, it was just me and him, you know, it was just me and him, you know, it was just Cheeto and the brown streak at the hotel room, right? And this nigga, like, this isn't the first time he's done this to me, but he had someone pull up to the hotel. It was the plug, right? He had the plug pull up to the hotel room while I wasn't there, you know, while I was out dropping off FBI to the to his house. He had the plug pull up to the hotel room, and they were smoking in the room, like, kind of near the window. And, you know, you're not gonna tell me about that shit? Like, you're not gonna tell me that you're gonna have someone in the room that you're not even fucking paying for? Me and Cheeto are paying for this shit. If someone I don't know was in that room, I need to know, because it's not just like a respect thing. It's also if something happens to that room, we're going to have to pay for it. And I can already tell this motherfucker doesn't give a fuck, because one, he's done this shit to me before, on a previous trip, and two, he's not even paying for any of this shit. So it's like, you know, like, he just kind of, like, you know, the way I found out about this was, you know, Cheeto told me. He was like, oh, this person pulled up to the hotel room while you were, you know, taking FBI to the crib. And it's funny because he planned that shit. He waited for me to leave in order to bring them upstairs. Like, you feel me? That's already like some sneaky shit. And the brown streak has a fucking history of this bullshit, just lying about dumb shit. And, you know, like I was saying, he brought the plug, which is a female, over to the hotel room without me knowing, specifically at the time when I was supposed to be gone and come back, you know, because by the time I came back, I didn't know, you know, like, it just seemed like it was just them two, and I only found out because of Cheeto. So, you know, and then he told me that, and I was like, okay, bro. I was like, okay, that's something to keep in mind. You know, it made me not able to trust this nigga. So I was like, okay, bro. And then that goes on to this other night, bro. That then leads on to this other night. The famous, what, this, I ain't gonna hold you. This night has to have a name. The Papa John's propaganda. The Papa John's propaganda. That's what I'm gonna name this shit. The PJP. Fucking Papa John's propaganda, nigga. This shit was the most... Bro, y'all are not going to believe this shit when I fucking tell you, bro. You are not going to believe this shit. So we were at Target, right? We went to Super Target. The four of us went to Super Target because I told my nigga FBI I'ma get him a fucking mic, right? I was like, my nigga, I'ma get you right. So, and it's funny because every time we think about that day, we could have low-key stole that fucking mic because the tag was still on it and we walked out like with the, like, I don't know, we could have low-key stole that shit. It's kind of funny. Like, every time we think about that, we were like, damn, we could have low-key stole that shit. Not that I was going to. But I bought this nigga Blue Snowball. Ice. What, this nigga Blue Snowball. Shout out my nigga FBI. You know, after I bought him the Snowball, we were kind of just walking around the Target, you know, because it was fun, you know, just walking around the store with the homies. You know, we were looking at the manga section in the book area. We were looking at all the different games. We were just looking at all the different toys. We were literally just fucking around in the store. We were just fucking around in the store, and that was probably one of the most fun we had, like, on that trip. We were just literally fucking around in the store, and we were in there for like at least an hour and a half to 2 hours. Like, we were literally in there for like an hour and a half to 2 hours. Tell me why the entirety of that hour and a half to 2 hours, the brown streak he was just walking around by himself. Like I don't, like, the brown streak has a history of like just being in his feelings, you know? The nigga got some shit up his ass. Like, you feel me? Like, he just has a history of just... I don't know what was wrong with him. Like, I genuinely have no idea what the fuck was wrong with him. But he was just being weird. We would be walking around the store, and sometimes we would just see him just, like, by himself, just walking around on his phone. And we're like, what the fuck is wrong with this nigga? Like, what is he doing? Like, why is he walking around by himself when we're all having fun in the Target? Like, what the fuck is his problem? It was just weird. For a whole hour and a half to 2 hours, you just walk around the store by yourself, you know? And then, it got to a point where, you know, we were just like, fuck it, whatever. But once we were done fucking around in the store, maybe like near like the last 15 to 20 minutes before we left, this nigga, you know, we ended up just not seeing him in the store anymore. We're like, where the fuck is this nigga? What the fuck? So we, you know, we texted him. We were like, yo, where the fuck are you? What the fuck? And he was like, oh, I'm by the car. And I'm like, what? I was like, what? Like, I ain't gonna hold y'all. We really only left the Target because this nigga was acting weird. And then he was just sitting at the car. You know, we went to check out. We bought all the shit we wanted to buy. And then we walked out to the car. Tell me why this nigga was just sitting on the ground next to the car. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like, what? Like, it was weird, you know? Like, it was weird. Like, I have no idea what the fuck was wrong with him, but it was just weird. So then we were like, all right, whatever, bro. You know, if something's wrong, then speak up, nigga. Like, you don't gotta be a bitch. Speak up. Like, you're a grown-ass man. Like, the nigga's low-key, I think the nigga's older than all of us. You're the oldest one here, nigga, and you acting like the youngest. Fuck wrong with you, nigga? Speak up if something's wrong with you. Like, if you feel like, I don't know if we did something or not. I don't know what we could have done to maybe, if we did do something to upset him, or I don't know if something else was getting on it. I don't know. But nigga, speak your feelings. Like, let us know, you know? Like, instead of just getting your feelings. Like, grown-ass nigga, by the way. So, after the Target, we were like, alright, bro, let's go back to the hotel. But we were right next to Papa John's. So, we were like, hey, nigga, let's get some fucking pizza. Knowing the brown streak, this nigga was like, we were like, bro, do you want some food, bro? We're about to get some Papa John's. We're gonna get each of us our own box. We're like, because, you know, grown-ass niggas, like, we could eat a whole box by ourselves type shit. And then if we don't, you know, save some for the next day. We were like, brown streak, do you want some food, bro? We will pay for this shit. Like, do you want some fucking food, bro? And he was sitting there the entire time. He was sitting there like, nah, bro. When I get back to the hotel, I'm just gonna go straight to bed, bro. Bullshit. I knew it was a fucking lie. I knew it was we all knew it was a lie. We all already knew it was a lie. Like, even walking in the Papa John's, we knew that shit was a fucking lie. We ended up just getting an extra large just in case this nigga wanted some. You know? Like, grown-ass nigga, by the way. Oldest one of all of us, by the way. So, you know, we prepared for the bullshit because we already know how this nigga gonna start acting. So, we get the boxes of pizza. We go back to the hotel room. We set the boxes down. Street Fighter 6 just came out. Grab the sticks. Grab the pizza. Sit down. And we chilling, right? Tell me why we see this nigga over here. He did not take his ass straight to bed when we got back to the hotel. He did not do any of the shit he said he was gonna do. This nigga was just sitting there they were just sitting on the fucking couch. And obviously, okay, so the way the hotel room was, it was 2 beds and then a pull-out couch and then a little desk area, right? Like in front of the couch. Obviously, the nigga who's not gonna be paying for the fucking room is getting the pull-out couch. 2 niggas who are doing half and half. We getting the beds, nigga. Got me fucked up. He was on that pull-out couch. Did not go to sleep like he said he was going to. Nigga's over here looking at us eat the fucking pizza. And we noticed, we already knew the bullshit was coming. Like, we saw it in his face. We already knew. And this nigga Cheeto was like, bruh, come get a slice, nigga. Like, come get a slice. We already knew you were gonna do this. Like, I don't know why you didn't just say you wanted your own box of pizza. We already knew you were going to do this. Like, I don't know why you didn't just say you wanted your own fucking box of pizza, nigga. Grown-ass nigga, by the way. So, you know, that's what, right then and there, like, that's when he starts feeling, I guess, I don't know, whatever. He was on his man period for like 2 hours. So, after that shit went by, the nigga got him some food, and I think he felt better after. Like, if you really think about it, like, this nigga's a female. Like, if you really think about it, this nigga low-key a female, bro. Like, that shit's crazy. So, you know, after offering him the food that we offered to get him his own of, you know, we gave him some of ours. You know, we started playing the game or whatever, and, you know, this one's kind of funny. This is the story I was gonna tell you earlier. You know, cause Street Fighter just came out, and this nigga was acting like he already knew how to play the fucking game, right? He's been ass at games his whole life. His whole fucking life, this nigga's been shit at games. Like, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. This nigga need to just wrap it up, bro. Game is not for him. Nigga, your fucking 5-year-old nephew could probably whoop this nigga's ass in any game. Like, I swear to God, bro. I swear to fucking God. But with that being said, shout out my nigga FBI. FBI and the brown streak went 1v1 in fucking Street Fighter, right? This nigga whooped his fucking ass. This nigga whooped his fucking ass. And then he started trolling him. FBI started trolling the brown streak, bro. Like, he started trolling his ass so bad to the point where this nigga pressed pause and quit the fucking game. Like, in front of everyone. Like, bro, like, imagine quitting the game in person, in front of your fucking face. Imagine whooping a nigga's ass, you're about to kill him, and then you see the fucking pause menu pop up, and you see this nigga scrolling down to the quit menu, bro. Like, bro, we saw this nigga rage quit in real life. Like, oh my god, bro. Oh my god. Like, we were like, no way, bro. We were like, this nigga's a sore loser. Like, we already knew he was a bitch. But we were like, bro, what the fuck? Like, there's no way you're this level of bitch. There's no way. We were just like, no fucking way, bro. So, you know, back to the pizza shit. You know, he was already in his feelings before the pizza. He ate some pizza, and then he got his ass whooped. And I guess, you know, I don't know if that made him back in a bad mood or what, but, you know, that night, shit, for him it probably wasn't a good night, but from the three of us, from me, Cheeto, and FBI, it was a good night for the three of us. We were chilling, you know, just minding our own business, you know, playing the game, because he ended up just not even playing the game after that anymore. So we were just, you know, doing our own thing, playing the game, playing Street Fighter, just talking, hanging out. You know, they were drinking. I don't drink, but, you know, they were drinking because this nigga had money for drinks, you know, of all things. And, bro, tell me why, and you cannot make this shit up, bro. You cannot fucking make this shit up, bro. This nigga, oh my god, bro, you can't make this up, bro. You cannot make this up, bro. You cannot make this up, bro. I swear to god, you cannot bro. You cannot make this shit up, bro. Oh my god, you can't make this shit up, bro. Bro, so remember how I said this nigga was the whole time acting like he didn't want some food, and then we offered him some food? Bro, tell me why this nigga, bro, I am never going to forget the look on Cheeto's face, bro. Oh my god, bro. I am never gonna forget the look on Cheeto's face. But bro, this nigga, look what this nigga did. Look at this shit. Look at this shit, bro. This nigga Cheeto walked literally the next morning. This nigga Cheeto was trying to get some pizza. And tell me why, when you open the box, he saw this. He saw this shit, bro. What? Now you're probably sitting here asking me, Randy, what the fuck am I looking at? Bro, you are looking at true evidence of bullshit. A single bite taking out of 2 slices of pizza from a nigga who said he didn't even want food. Like, bro, you have the fucking audacity to take a single bite out of 2 slices of pizza. Like, what? Like, nigga, what? Are you fucking serious, bro? Like, who does that shit? Like, who the fuck does that? Like, you're supposed to eat the whole slice of pizza first, and then grab a second slice once you eat the first slice. This nigga trademarked the pizza. Like, bro, you cannot make this shit up. You cannot make this shit up, bro. This nigga trademarked the pizza, bro. You cannot make this shit up. I swear to god, you can't make this shit up, bro. Like, bro, look at this shit. Like, look, bro. Like, oh my god, bro. And you want, bro, I am never gonna forget the look on Cheeto's face. I am never gonna forget that shit. I remember this nigga slowly walked up to the pizza, and he was like, who the fuck did this shit? And I was like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? Bro, oh my god. Bro, when I saw this shit from my own eyes, bro, I was like, there is no fucking way, bro. I was like, there's no way, bro. This nigga, and then it gets better, bro. It gets fucking better. This nigga Cheeto walked over, cause this nigga was sleeping. This nigga Cheeto walked over to the brown streak, literally just stood over him, cause he was pissed. He was fucking pissed. Imagine waking up, like, cause he knew that there was still pizza in the box. He just didn't know that a nigga fucking put a patent on it. Imagine opening the pizza you paid for, And the nigga who said he didn't even want any fucking took a single bite out of the last 2 slices of pizza. Like, nigga, I don't want this shit now. Like, are you serious, bro? I remember, bro, this nigga Cheeto stood over him and he was fucking mad, bro. Like, I thought the nigga was going, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I thought the nigga was gonna slap him, bro. Like, the nigga was mad. And then he kind of just stood over him for like a good couple minutes, bro. And then he turned around and, bro, when this nigga Cheeto turned around, yo, I wouldn't even blamed him if he threw hands, bro. I would not have even blamed him if he threw hands. You won't believe what the shit I'm about to tell you. So you know how I said in front of that little pull-out couch there was a little desk area? Bro, this nigga turned around and this nigga saw a whole plate with the pizza with the same fucking bite. You can't make this up, bro. You cannot make this up. You cannot make this up, bro. Bro, yo, like, he was looking, bro. Cheeto was looking around, bro. He was looking around like, who the fuck did this? Like, he was like, who did this shit? And he turned around and saw the same slice of pizza with the same one fucking trademark bite on the desk. And the brown streak was the only one at that desk. He's the only one there. He's got all the alcohol, all the weed, all the bullshit, and then the fucking trademark patent pizza on the the same bite, like the same fucking bite of pizza, like. And we were just, bro, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I wouldn't have blamed him if he threw hands. This nigga took a single bite out of 3 slices of pizza that he said he didn't even want. Do you know how fucking selfish of an asshole you have to be to do some shit like that, bro? Bro, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Cheeto, you should have just whooped this nigga's ass. Cause we're not gonna talk to this nigga anymore. We're not, bro. We don't talk to this nigga anymore. You should have just whooped his fucking ass right then and there. Like, real shit. You should have just whooped his fucking ass, bro. Cause I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Look at this shit one more time. Like, look at this shit, bro. It's crazy, like, bro. Look at how much of that. Look, that's a whole, bro. That's low key a lunch right there. Are you dead ass, bro? Are you fucking serious, bro? What? And then the worst part about it was the nigga tried to lie about it. That's the worst part about it. He tried to lie that it wasn't him. Like, what? How are you going to lie that it wasn't you when you could literally look at the desk that this nigga sits at all the time and see the same slice of pizza with the same one fucking bite taking out of it? How are you going to? This is what I'm talking about, bro. This is what I'm talking about when I say this nigga lies about the dumbest shit. Like, how are you going to lie in our face and we see proof? Like, we have evidence. Like, what are you talking about? We have evidence. How the fuck are you trying to lie to our faces when the evidence is right there in your face too? And you know you did this shit, so why would you even lie about it? It just could have been like, oh, my fault, bruh. And I ain't gonna hold you, bruh. I would have forgave the nigga if right then and there he just devoured all 3 of them fucking slices. If he just devoured all 3 of them fucking slices right then and there, I would have been like, hey, at least he ate the shit then. At least he ate it, you know? But it's like, bro, like, he didn't even, like, bro, like, you cannot make this shit up, bro. You cannot make this shit up, bro. I swear to God. Just that whole trip, bro, like, that whole trip, it's an unforgettable trip. Just from the fact that we took an 8-hour detour from Georgia to Tennessee and then had to go from Tennessee to North Carolina, only get 2 to 3 hours of sleep. I had to pay the extra fucking fine and then rebook the fucking nights that we had to stay there. This nigga lied about trying to pay me back for the extra fine. This nigga lied about paying us $200 each because he was supposed to pay me $200 and Cheeto $200 so that all 3 of us could you know, pitch in $400 for the hotel. He didn't do that. And then, you know, after the whole trip, we were just like, you know, it was a year, like literally a year later. I can't make this up, bro. A year after the trip. Okay, well, before I say that, several months after the trip, we were just like, hey, bruh, just pay us back when you can, you know, because we already know this nigga gonna start lying about some shit. We were just like, bruh, just pay us back when you can, bruh. All right, he has a job. Like, the nigga has a job, by the way, so it's like, it shouldn't be hard for this nigga to come up with $200 each. You feel me? A year passes by. A whole ass year passes by. This nigga still hasn't paid us back. I ask him about it. I'm like, yo, what's going on? Like, I was just like, yo, like, what the fuck? Like, are you gonna pay us back, bro? Like, what's going on? Like, it's been a year. And then he started getting pissy. Like, he started getting bitchy. Like, you know, he started getting in his feelings, talk about he started just lying. Like, he started talking about oh, I got hospital bills I gotta pay. Oh, I got school shit I gotta... Like, he just started saying all this bullshit. And I'm like, nigga, it's been a whole fucking year. Like, and then on top of that, throughout that year, because, you know, I have the nigga added on the game. You know, I have him added on the game. So, like, throughout that entire year, when I hopped on certain games like Fortnite or some shit, I would see that this nigga paid for skins and shit. Like, he would buy Battle Pass, he would pay for skins. And then I also would see on Steam, this nigga bought games. This nigga had money that he was using just for other shit than to pay us back. Niggas that he's known for 7, 8+ years. And we're just like, nigga, what the fuck? Like, we're like, what the fuck? Yeah, you saying you got all this other shit you gotta pay for, but on the other hand, you're spending your money on this when you should be paying us back. I'm like, nigga, ain't no fucking way. You know? So, I don't even know why I did this. I really don't know why I did this, but maybe because I was a good person. Or maybe because I was a nice person. I was just like, alright, bro. Alright, Brown Streak. Alright. Here's what I'll do for you. Sorry, I'm opening a body armor right now. I ain't gonna hold y'all, bro. Get y'all body armor light. Low calorie peach mango. That shit refreshing as hell, my nigga. But I was like, alright, bro. Here's what I'll do for you. Just pay me and Cheeto back 100. Right. I was just like, alright. Instead of having to pay me 200 and Cheeto 200, just pay both of us $100, bro. And we could get this shit done and over with. Alright. You won't believe what I'm about to tell you. Well, you'll probably believe it after all this other shit you heard. You could probably already assume what I'm about to say. And yes, you're right. This nigga did not pay us the $100 back. But it gets even worse than that. This nigga tried to lie about paying the money back. Like, he tried to lie about paying some of the $100 back. This nigga deadass tried to lie about that shit. He said, and I'm reading it right here. He said that he basically said that he paid Cheeto $60 and that he only owed Cheeto like $40 more, when that's not true. Because right when he said that, I was in a party with Cheeto and I was like, hey yo, this nigga said this, is this true? And he was like, fuck no, this nigga did not pay me a damn dime. And I was like, ain't no fucking way this nigga's lying about this shit. I was like, there's no way this nigga's lying about this. Like, there's no fucking way. And me, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I already knew he wasn't gonna pay me back. You know, I already knew he wasn't gonna pay me back. This nigga really sat here and tried to lie about paying back a portion of the money that he knew he never paid back. Like, what? How do you lie about all this little shit? How do you have the audacity to lying about how much you paid someone back when you know you didn't pay them back? Lying about taking bites out of a fucking slice of pizza. Like, how, like, what's the, like, what? Like, this is the shit I'm talking about. I think there's gotta be something wrong with him. I think he just lies. Like, he's a fucking liar, bro. And it's crazy. It's just crazy as fuck, bro. Like, it's some shit I'm never gonna forget. But at the same time, even though I'm never gonna forget it, I do want to put it behind me. And, you know, I feel like I have a different perspective on this than, you know, the other people who saw this shit with their own 2 fucking eyeballs just like me. Because I've known this nigga way longer than they have. But like I said, bro, it is what it is. But, you know, this nigga just always would lie about the dumbest shit, bro. I've known this motherfucker for 7, 8+ years, and I considered him a friend. A good friend too. And even though I saw these, you know, these red flags, you know, when we were kids, you know, who's to think that this shit's gonna enhance, you know, and linger until you're a grown-ass man? Like, that shit's crazy. You would think some shit like that, childish shit like that, stays some childish shit, but no. Niggas turn up to be grown-ass niggas acting like this in the world, and it's crazy. Like, you're a grown-ass nigga acting like this. Like, bro, this whole thing kind of can lead to trust issues. Like, real shit, bro. Like, think about it from a perspective. Like, think about it in my shoes. You know, somebody you've known for 7, 8+ years that you considered a best friend, and, you know, they lie about all this bullshit. Like, all this bullshit. But yeah, man, all that shit now, It's in the past. I mean, it was already in the past, but I thought it'd be a funny ass story to just tell y'all folks. Like, real shit, even though it's bullshit, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, remembering this shit, some parts of it just got me like, what the fuck? Like, some of this shit, like, I remember just like, it was confusing, it was angered, it was just like, what the fuck is wrong with this nigga? But at the end of the day, it's funny as fuck. Cause it's like, how does a grown ass nigga act like this? You know, like, it's funny as fuck. How do you lie about dumb shit and you're still doing it? Like, how do niggas who make less than you end up being like, I don't know, bro. Like, it's just funny as fuck, bro. Nigga's a specimen, you know? And let me just say this real quick. Cause I don't know if this nigga is still subbed to my channel or not. But, nigga, if you somehow or some way you're just seeing this, I really don't care about that whole situation anymore. Like, I really don't give a fuck about it. It's just funny as fuck. Like, you're a fucking cartoon Looney Tunes ass character, so it's a funny story to tell. Real shit. Like, you're a joke, my nigga. So, you know, I mean, shit, I was laughing the entire time telling this shit, and I know some niggas watching this are laughing, you know. So I was just like, fuck it, bro. I gotta make a story time out of this shit. You know, it's in the past, but it's some shit I'm never gonna forget. Like I said, it's some shit where it's like, bro, you will not believe this shit. It's some shit that you will not believe, you know? So I've been over that shit, you know? But like I said, you a Looney Tunes ass character, bro. And Looney Tunes ass characters gotta have some episodes every now and then, you feel me? So, here's your episode, nigga. Enjoy.